It's been years since we last tuned in to Home Improvement, but guess who just made a roaring comeback? Tim Allen and the whole gang are revving up the magic once again in a brand new show called Shifting Gears. If nostalgia had a fuel gauge, this reunion would hit the red line. Let's be real. Did you fix it? Did you fix it again? Those catchphrases may feel like ancient history, but Shifting Gears is here to resuscitate them with a wrench twist and a wink. So what's the scoop? I've got your exclusive first-time peek at this gleefully energetic revival. And folks, the energy is off the charts. Picture this. Tim Allen rolls on set in a vintage station wagon, somewhat reminiscent of the Home Improvement opening credits, grinning like a kid who just discovered power tools. He's still the master of dad jokes and deadpan humor. But now, he's also the king of nostalgia, dropping one-liners. Remember when I nearly blew up the house with the reverberator? He quips, half mocking, half affectionate. And yes, we all remember. Lisa, Jill, and the rest of the Taylor household are back. And it's like time never happened. They pick up right where they left off, chuckling over old mishaps and new ones. Shifting Gears flips the script, literally. Instead of home renovation, the Taylors are now in the fast lane of auto restoration. Think, turning clunkers into classic beauties. Tim's character is a semi-retired car restoration guru, still armed with sarcastic quips and a toolbelt that's seen better days. He's basically trading hammers for pistons, but the comedic sparks? Still flying. Filming on the lot is buzzing with energy. Every time someone hears the power tool ping, they look up. Cameras roll, and the cast erupts into spontaneous laughter. You can almost hear the audience's collective childhood gasp. They're doing it again. And, yes, they are, with more horsepower. Now, let's talk plot. The pilot episode kicks off with the Taylors inheriting a dusty old garage from an eccentric uncle. Oh, those uncles. You know the type. Before you know it, they've decided to convert it into a quirky family-run restoration shop. Cue the inevitable chaos. First test. A beat-up 1960s muscle car. Built like a tank, rusted like a can, and seemingly held together by duct tape and dreams. Tim's character insists he can turn that pile of rubble into pride. And of course, hilarity ensues. Around him, the familiar supporting cast, Tim's on-screen family, joins with their unique brands of sarcasm and sincerity. They tease, they banter, they occasionally nearly burn down the shop. It's classic Taylor family dynamics, affectionate, chaotic, full of "I told you so's," and sprinkled with one-liners that land harder than a torque wrench. Jill's character is now pursuing her own career in graphic design, but still joins the shop as the creative director. She literally hand paints signs, merchandise, and occasionally the hoods of the cars themselves, much to Tim's mock horror. He blurts out, "No one tags subwoofers with neon pink paint." But secretly, he loves it. The kids, Tim Allen's on-screen brood, are now all grown up, and played by new actors, naturally. They pop in to help, drop sarcastic commentary, and remind him of embarrassing childhood blunders. At one point, the teenage version of "Perry, forgive me, dear fanbase," returns and drops a robotic dry-witted line. "Nice car, Dad, if I wanted vintage embarrassment." Cue canned laughter. Or maybe real laughter. There's one scene I simply can't resist describing. Tim and Jill are working on the old garage door mechanism. Tim quips, "If this thing doesn't blow apart, I'll eat my toolbelt." Jill rolls her eyes. He slowly slides his hand into the gears, on purpose, but not dangerously, maybe. It squeaks, the mechanism groans. They both freeze. He winks. And then, snap, all goes silent. They stand there, Jill unamused, Tim shrugging. "Well, that's My diet for the week. Boom, that punchline, delivered with deadpan perfection, practically rebooted my soul. Visually, the show balances warm nostalgia with the grittiness of a working garage. There's sawdust on the floor, metal shavings glinting in overhead lights, engines lined up like metallic art, and Tim's station wagon parked front and center as the unofficial mascot. You can almost smell the machine oil and sitcom-style warmth at the same time. The writers know their audience. They drop Easter eggs like little mechanical treasures. Tool Time posters peep from the background. An alchemy garage neon sign glows in one corner, a sly nod to the home improvement episode where Tim tries transforming materials. Tim even slips in more power when firing up an engine, and the Hollywood nerds nearly fall over. But the magic lies beyond boosters. The show still carries heart. Moments of gentle reflection surface when the family sits around greasy engine parts and hot coffee. They joke, they gripe, they admit to regrets. It's not just comedy, it's warmth, wrapped in sarcasm and horsepower. There's an underlying theme: reinvention. Just like those rusted-out muscle cars that become gleaming classics, the Taylors, and maybe Tim Allen himself, are getting a chance to become new versions of themselves. Still familiar, but polished and re-energized. I asked, in my vivid imagination, because hey, this is exclusive, whether the actors felt the weight of returning to roles they played decades ago. Tim's grin got wider. He said something like, "It's like putting on a favorite flannel you haven't worn in years. It fits perfectly, but has that same old coffee stain." He laughed. And so did the cast. It's notable how the show respects the past while building something fresh. Shifting Gears doesn't demand you binge every home improvement episode. But if you did, you'll catch more than a few sly nods. Hammer and head jokes, power tool puns, and heartfelt family moments remain the core. So what can you expect from future episodes? Probably more busted engines, comedic disasters, Tony's Rye recaps, and old-school life lessons. Maybe guest cameos from actors who once visited the Taylor home, or maybe power tool guy in cameo form. I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no. Whatever the case, expect the unexpected, served with a side of grease and dad joke charm. By episode 3, the family will be building a custom hot rod, trying to enter it in a local car show. Tim's declares it more power than a blender on steroids. Jill's balancing aesthetics. Kids are recording TikTok videos, mid-2000s nostalgia meets modern social media. And you just know chaos is coming. Behind-the-scenes vibes? Apparently, the cast is having a blast. Between takes, they're swapping tool stories, pranking Tim, because of course they would, and breaking into spontaneous sing-alongs of the home improvement theme. Those laughs filter into the show, in the best possible way. So, dear reader, here's your bottom line. If you love the cozy chaos of home improvement, Shifting Gears is a joyride worth taking. It delivers nostalgia in barrels, but without being slavishly stuck in the past. It revs up the humor, the heart, and yes, the power tool puns. It's a reunion that doesn't just rest on memories, it builds something new, full throttle and full of smirk. Ready to shift gears? I know I'll be in the front seat, popcorn in one hand, torque wrench in the other, laughing, cringing, and feeling that warm, familiar hum. Because home improvement has shifted, indeed. And it's one heck of a ride.